Lights, camera,
Rolling.
action.
Welcome to my podcast, Let's Talk About Verticals, a place where secrets are spilled, stories unfold, and the mysterious world of verticals is revealed in all its glory. Behind the scenes, oh yes. Exclusive insights, absolutely. Eccentric characters, you bet. So pull up a chair, pour yourself something suspiciously strong, and prepare for a conversation you didn't know you needed. So welcome to the podcast Let's Talk About Verticals. And now, let's talk. Hello and welcome to my podcast Let's Talk About Verticals. And today it's the Reeldrama in my episode. Just kidding, it's her Instagram profile name. So no, she's a lovely person and I'm really happy to have her because it's some fresh and new fan talk we are doing here. And I said hello to Meagan. How are you doing? And welcome to my podcast.
I am doing great. I'm so happy to be here. I feel very honored to be invited as one of your fan picks, which is just so fun. We love the Instagram community and we are so happy that you have joined us.
Yeah, hopefully we will do it a little bit longer because we can do a little bit spoiler. Meagan will be one of my big six with the monthly recap. Yay. So we are open, honest, directly about talking about verticals. We are not only sugar-coated, we can be also kind of critical, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because Meagan is a member of the Vertical Viewer crew also, which means she writes a lot of vertical reviews about outcoming verticals, about some actors and so on. So who would be better than her to talk to? So first question, when and in which way did you get addicted to this vertical space?
I think it's like anyone else. So my father had passed last January. And I think everyone kind of starts from, a lot of people I've talked to kind of start from like a traumatic situation, you know, and they just needed an escape. And so I was on Facebook and I just remember grieving and it was just so heavy. And this one ad kept popping up and I'd watch it to the paywall and then I'd stop. I'm like, I'm not going there. I'm not doing that. If I have to download an app, it's not happening. And then finally, like, I think it was just late one night and I couldn't sleep and I'd been crying and I finally just like did it and I pressed play. And it was kind of like a random vertical. Like now that I'm looking back, I'm like, that was my first vertical. Like I think it was like out in 2023. And
what was your first vertical?
It was, I actually wrote it down because I can never remember the name. It was Chasing My Rejected Wife. And it was with Connor Toohey and Jackie McCarthy. So like it was like an old one. Like
I don't know this
I know. Not a lot of people know it. So that was my first one.
Which platform?
And I was like hooked. So
which platform?
That? Oh, I can't remember. I can't even remember what platform I downloaded first.
Okay.
I'm not, like my brain doesn't.
Yeah.
It's all gone. You know, like there's
no, but because my first vertical was the double life of my billionaire husband, classically with Jared Harper and on Real Short. And I also got catched by some beeps ads. Yep. And it was exactly the same. No, I have to pay for it. No, I don't pay for it. No, I'm not. I'm surely not. And every time I got this ad popped up, you saw another picture of another episode.
Yes.
And exactly. I think on the fourth or fifth time, I said, come on, I want to know how this story ends. Come on. Oh, bullshit. I have to buy it. And then,
and that's the catch, right? And now when you watch verticals, like you can see where the paywall ends.
Yes.
And of course I can keep watching because of now I pay for like all the apps, but you know, because like all the drama, all the violence, like if there's going to be a lot of slapping, it all just kind of goes and it's like over.
Yeah.
It's like they hook you in.
And the first 10 episodes are so full loaded.
Oh, they're so loaded. Yeah.
But to be honest, great marketing.
I mean, no, seriously. I mean, can you blame them?
No,
Can you blame them? Yeah. I
no,
mean,
absolutely not.
yeah. I mean, they have to make money because we need to watch more verticals. So
Yes,
I'm
they
put up
set a
with it.
trap and we straight walked in.
And
So,
now I think my husband wishes it was still only like one app and one vertical because now I think I have like
how many
13.
apps do you have? Have
I
48 at
don't
the moment.
I don't know how many I have downloaded, but I have 13 subscriptions.
13. Holy moly. Do you do the monthly, yearly or weekly
So
subscriptions
so
or
I
what?
have I have 10 yearly subscriptions.
10 yearly to which apps? Let me know.
I
To which apps?
I'd have to look on my list, but
Real short,
Realtor, Drama
drama book,
Box, Drama Pops, um, oh gosh, I'd have to look at my list. I see, I'm not really organized. Some of the
Netwave
vertical,
drama, I think.
I think I have Playlet. Oh, no, I don't
But
have Playlet.
Playlet never offered me a membership. Playlet was
Yeah,
for
they only
me
do like a
every
weekly.
time
Yeah, oh,
the
yes.
coin thing. I never got offended any kind of membership, not even a weekly membership.
Yeah, that's so frustrating. I think like there's a couple of them, like My Drama, which has a lot of the Ukrainian ones.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you please
Yeah,
just offer
because
like,
it's a Ukrainian platform. So,
which I understand, and I'm willing to pay a little more for their stuff is so high quality. I just
yeah,
really like.
absolutely, absolutely.
But I have Candy Jar, I have Vigloo,
Yeah,
Dreamy Short, Dream Short,
yeah.
Drama Wave. Yeah, kind of all the like. I think I have Kalos and Shorts, like the Shorts
But
app.
Kalos, did you get a Kalos a membership offered? Kalos and Playlet are two apps which never offered me a
Yeah, I
membership.
think I should look and see. But yeah, yeah. So I have a lot of, but what I do is if I want to watch, like I think right now I have like two weekly ones, and then I'll just
Yes,
then I just unsubscribe. Like they
yes,
don't
yes.
release as much, and so then I just like when
Yeah.
I'm done, I don't do the coin thing. There are other fans. Actually, I just
Me
talked to
neither.
one.
Me neither.
No,
Because
I'm not patient enough.
exactly
I'm not.
that's the
I'm not.
reason.
I'm not going to do
You
it.
can
I'm just
only
not
watch
gonna happen.
6 ads per day, that you can
No,
watch 6 episodes, and then I have to wait 24
no,
hours. No,
no.
come on, no,
No, not doing
not
it.
my
And
thing.
I really do admire any fan out there who does that because
Yes,
literally like patience of a saint. I am just like too much like I need it now.
yeah.
I'm like a instant
I'm kind of
gratification.
fan of watching it through totally from the beginning
Yeah,
till the end in
yeah.
one thing, and
Oh,
not
100%.
with a lot of
100%.
interruptions. And
Yeah, I
I
mean,
no, I
I
don't
am
like it.
sure I'm sure the apps like the platforms love me. I'm like their ideal. I am their ideal.
You're the typical victim.
They're what they are. I am what they want. So I wish they would offer me a little more, for
Maybe it would be great, you know, if you're doing a membership the third or fourth time, you get one for free or something
right or
like
something.
this.
Or like when I first came into this space, one of my goals was because my husband he's been supportive of the spending. We both waste so much money. Not so much, but we both have our things, right?
Yeah,
And so
it's kind of hobby.
it is kind of a hobby. And before this, it was something else. This just replaced, whatever I was spending lots of money on before,
Yeah, yeah.
So, but when I first came into this space, my first thought was like, I wonder if I could get an app to like sponsor me, and then I could just like
Yeah,
review
yeah.
their verticals and have it paid for. Yeah, that hasn't panned out. That hasn't panned out at all. And if
When
anything,
did you start with the reviews, and why? Why are you
I
doing
don't, you
this
know what?
reviews?
I don't even know. Like, okay, so I started watching, and when I was watching the whole time, I'm like, you know what? This stuff is kind of like there was something about it that like brought out this. I have this voice in my head all the time that's kind of like really sarcastic and kind of sassy and just like
Okay.
we've messaged back and forth, and it just comes out, especially when I'm writing. Like, I can turn this weird, quirky, creative voice on when I write. And I was talking to my husband about it, and he was watching one with me, and we were just laughing so hard. And it wasn't even a funny vertical. It was just like, there's something about them that just incites in me this like hilarity and um again, not that they're funny, but it's like I could see that it was right for parody and like right for picking. Like
Hmm.
someone needed to kind of like get in there and just like make fun of it a little bit. And so when I started looking on Instagram and thinking, well, maybe I'll start an Instagram page because I have all these thoughts. Um, I was like, wow, there just really isn't a lot out on Instagram at the time. I mean, there
Yeah.
was Vertical Trauma Love, there was Jen, there's a couple other reviewers, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to throw my hat in the ring. And it took me a while to kind of get my footing. At first, my reviews were kind of like a little short, um, and then yeah, it just kind of took off. And then as more like when I joined, I felt like there was this collection of people like kind of at the same time doing the same thing, and they had really great voices. Like I'd
Mm.
read all the reviewers and all their voices, and so I was like, you know what? We need to team up. Like we need to like kind of be a crew. And so
Yeah.
that's when I started the Vertical View Crew because I was like, let's like strengthen numbers, let's support each other.
How
And
many
I
members are in this
so
crew?
yeah, there are 9 Instagram accounts and there are 10 reviewers. So
Okay.
one of them is a sister duo. This
Okay.
vertical
Okay.
sisters. They're
Okay.
awesome. Yeah. And I'm so happy because they're all amazing and I would still choose them all today. Like if I were more experienced in this space.
Yes.
And I look at all of them and I just am so proud of every single account. And a lot of accounts that joined when I joined have died off, that they
Mhm.
kind of come and go, reviewers do,
Yeah,
and I've
absolutely.
seen it, and which is fine. It's kind of a commitment. It's a commitment to write. It's a commitment to it takes time out of your day. And to actually keep up with the watching of verticals is a lot. Um, I feel like, oh my goodness, I need to watch at least one a day so I can keep kind of like,
No,
and it's not even because I feel like I have to, it's not for followers for me. It's just more about this voice that I've created,
cleaning your head.
It is. It's kind of this release and I also really like the kind of the analytic side. So I like the funny. I like kind of poking fun at it. So I've also written a lot of like guides, like vertical guides on my page. I don't know if you've seen them yet, but I have like
Yeah,
a
I
Slack
saw a
guide.
few. I
I have
saw
a
a few.
Slack guide and I have a couple other guides that are just funny, like where I just kind of pull apart and pick apart these overarching tropes that are just like, why are they there? We don't know, but let's just make fun of them. Um, and so, yeah, so it's a commitment. It's fun though, and I've really enjoyed this space, and it keeps growing. I can't believe how many.
Absolutely. Yeah, it
Yeah,
keeps constantly
it does.
growing. Yeah, yeah.
It does, and I can't believe how many people now, how many reviewer pages have come on and are thriving and doing great. And I wish we could have them in our crew, but I kind of refuse to let it get too big that
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. Too big,
unruly.
it's not good.
No, and we have a really good rapport in our little chat. I'm not an Instagram chat person. I'm not in any of the chat groups really. I don't really participate, but it's a really positive, healthy, fun
Yeah, that's
atmosphere. And I'm
good.
like, I don't want to change that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I totally understand this. Totally.
yeah,
The thing is, sometimes I have the feeling that too many people, it's great if when they every has his own opinion, but too many maybe different
yeah,
opinions is not good for
no,
I don't know how to say it's not good for the talk and the
yeah.
atmosphere and
Yeah, the
so
atmosphere especially. Yeah. And I
yeah,
feel like we all are kind of diverse in our opinions, but we're all very supportive of each other. And that's one thing that I love about our little crew is like we all champion each other through
yeah,
everything. And just too many people, and sometimes there gets to be competitiveness and like, why did you get this person to comment on your account and they didn't comment on
mm,
my
mm,
review?
mm,
Anyway,
mm,
it's just
mm.
I don't want that. I don't want to deal with any of that. I said I have 4 children. That's enough drama in my life. This is a fun space for me. This
Yeah,
is my space to have fun and to feel supported and
yeah, yeah.
validated.
How do
You
you
know?
do it in this review crew? Do you talk to each other who is watching which kind of vertical so that you not watch every the same one and make
No, we
the
don't. We
reviews?
just
No?
everyone is doing their own thing. We
Okay.
are going to start and by the time this airs, I'm sure it'll be out,
Hmm.
a Vertical View Crew Instagram page.
Hmm.
And that one we're going to do more collaboration reviews and things.
Okay.
So we're
Okay.
going to start collaborating. We're going to start doing some, we've thought about doing like recording us talking about verticals and, doing a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
more
yeah.
collaboration. as we've established, like we've all kind of established like a really good fan base and like our own voices.
Yeah, I
And
think two years later is some kind of, as you said, establishment there,
yeah,
and not
yeah,
everything is so unexperienced anymore in this vertical
yes,
space. And
yes.
so I think that we are still at the beginning of this vertical
Oh,
drama world.
100%, 100% agree. And
But
it's so exciting to be here, like right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I talked to John Henry Richardson, and he told me he's an, can I say old guy in the film
And he
business?
wouldn't mind you saying that. I'm sure
Yeah,
he
I
wouldn't.
told him that I would love to have him as my grandfather. So
Oh, I know. Wouldn't we all? Yeah.
yeah, no. So he told me that he sees the future of this vertical world in doing movies vertical as horizontal at the same time. So there
Yeah.
is always the possibilities to switch, which
Yes.
opens the space for more scripts, for more
Mm-hmm.
kind of stories.
Yeah.
And I hope really that he's right, that it's
Yeah.
leads to this place, because I don't know what you think about, but I started watching in 2023, and
Okay.
right now I have a kind of feeling that some stories from 2023 are
Mm-hmm.
warmed up
Mm-hmm.
with another cast, but same
Yeah.
this
Same
story.
story.
When
Yeah.
you watch it, you think, "Huh, I know the story already." And then the entertainment is a little bit less than
Yeah.
it was for
Yeah.
1 or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
You don't have the same like what's going to happen. Like there's more
yeah.
predictability. And like sometimes I don't mind that as much. I think that's something that drew me to verticals in the first place was kind of that like there's always a happy ending. There's always these tropes that kind of land at every,
Hmm.
whenever, you can kind of anticipate them coming. I have found that they are becoming more like westernized, the
Yeah.
storylines,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
kind of removing a lot of some of the stuff that I was like, what? This does not relate to our culture at all.
Hmm.
And they're becoming a little more funny. And sometimes I find the twist that they do make is really smart. Um, so that stuff doesn't bug me as much, but I could see the space going to more of like not these like micro dramas, where it's like a minute and a half and then you've got
Hmm.
another cliffhanger and another cliffhanger. I would love to see like A24 come in and do something vertical and
Yeah.
it's not based on episodes, it's just a movie. You're not counting down, how many episodes do I have left? There's 63. No, it's just there's none of that. It's just a
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
I could see that happening, and I would also love to see the apps start to diversify a little bit. And like when you're on cable TV or when cable TV used to exist, and you knew there was like Skinamax and HBO. I don't know what Germany is kind of like in that realm, but you knew when you were on a channel, you knew what you were going to get. If you
Yeah.
were on
Yeah.
the music channel, if you were on VH1,
Yeah.
MTV, you're going to get music. If you were
Absolutely.
on and so it would be nice if the apps kind of started creating their own voices so that like I know which right now it's like I know I can go to Candy Jar and I can watch elevated content
Hmm.
because it's based on stories that have been vetted through their writers and through that app that they pull from. A German Candy Jar is German, right? Yeah. Such a great app. I love that. And so I just like to see that continue. Like I know that there are people out there who might need some of the more like the heroine who needs to be saved. That
Hmm.
kind of like some
Yeah.
people might need that in their life for their own cathartic reasons, and I
Yes.
don't want to deny them that, especially if they're well done. I feel like there's gratuitous violence, right? There's those verticals that you can tell they're just doing it for clickbait, that this is just
Oh,
over.
yes. Absolutely.
But
They
then
are
some of them I think,
so
yeah.
overloaded with the
Oh, and
classic
just
stuff
oh,
of fully drama. Hmm.
yes. But then there's some that I can see really resonating with people who have been in those situations who wish they had had someone come save them and had a
Hmm.
happy ever after. So anyway, it'd be nice to see the apps kind of start to like diversify like that, like and start having their own voice and their own content. And I hope that's what we see in the future. of
Yeah, I spoke
Miracles.
to Dan Lowenstein, the
Oh,
also director. I spoke to
oh,
him, and he
yes.
told me that in Great Britain they are preparing to make their own platforms
Okay.
so that they
Okay.
can get a little bit away from this Asian influence,
Yes.
and
Yes.
because not
Yes.
every story worked in our kind of culture, and
No. Yeah.
sometimes you exactly can see or feel which is a bad AI
Yeah.
translation from an Asian
Oh,
script, you know.
yes.
Some
100%.
sentence doesn't make sense, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so kind of weirdo stories. And I hope really instantly that we are move on with this kind, that we are not depend on scripts from Asia which
Yeah.
work there well, then it will be translated and then it will be done in the US or
Right.
Europe or everyone else, everywhere
Yeah.
else. And I hope instantly that this will be the move which will be made in the next month. I don't know.
I mean, it already is happening with, I think like I've talked to a couple writers from, I talked to a writer from um, Real Short. I've talked to a couple different writers who are, and actors actually, who on set kind of push the producer, like,
Mhm.
we've got to change this. And I've talked to a couple actors who've like sat down, 48 hours
Yeah,
before shooting
yeah,
and they changed the
yeah,
whole script.
yeah,
So like you can, and I mean, of course that's really intense. I think that's really difficult for the actors and the production team. But kind of like also I that energy, that kind of like take it upon yourself, do it yourself. Like I feel like that is one of the beauties of the vertical space right now is this they have these opportunities to just shape it and mold it, like these actors and directors and producers in this space. Maybe not the producers like the Eastern cultured producers, but we've seen like Shira TV is coming online. I don't know if you know Kylie Carson. So she started her own woman-based, US-based platform that's going to be launching, I think, in the beginning of next year. And I mean, it's starting where, and you can see like some of the actors producing their own films, and
mhm.
that's what's exciting to me about this space. It's like, yes, there's a lot of clunky stuff still right now that feels heavy, and that makes some of our verticals like,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
there is
absolutely.
like, you can see, I am just here to celebrate the change and to like promote the people who are like in there doing the amazing stuff because it's like really fun to cheer them on.
Yeah, I like, for example, on Candy Jar, the stories.
Hmm.
They are really
Oh,
well selected. And what
yeah.
I also like there, it's mostly with part one, part two, sometimes part three.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
kind of a full good story
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
needs a bit of time and not only 50 episodes, but
Exactly.
it's a well developed story. And I don't
Yes,
have a problem if it's one, part two, because the last one I watched there was clearly declared as a part one, and part two
yes.
was released a few days later. But
Yeah,
it makes so much sense to see
yeah,
both. I think it was total nearly 100 episodes then,
yeah.
but it makes so much sense. This whole story, it was so well, I don't know, well acted, well
Hmm.
written, and I was
Yeah,
really entertained by this story.
yeah,
On
yeah.
some verticals, I'm not really entertained anymore because it's so much violation, kidnapping,
Hmm.
raping, hidden identity, all
Yes,
in a 50 episode,
yes.
that you're thinking, oh, come on, really? Not
Yeah.
as much as of this can happen in, no,
How
no.
many times, how many times can we go to the hospital within 60 episodes? That's
Yes.
like always mine. I'm like,
And
hey, let's
because
count.
of what? Because
Because
of
of,
what?
I know, because they go to the hospital for everything.
With
And
a
like,
small
they're like,
cut in the
I
fingers.
know,
We have to, I will take you to the hospital. What? Come
I'm like,
on.
what are you talking about? Where's the red first aid kit that's in every vertical? I swear there's a red first aid kit in every vertical ever written. They're like, here's my first aid kit. And it's like bright red and it's like brand new.
Yeah, I
But
feel a little bit of bad because I don't have a first aid kit
you're like, what would I do if I was in a
in
vertical? I
every
wouldn't be able
room.
to. And that usually, so I wrote this whole thing on first aid kits because I had noticed, like, I know it sounds so ridiculous, but it's always like, if you watch some of the older ones that are kind of more tropey, the first aid kit comes out and it's like their first like bonding experience is like he gets a cut from something. The first aid kit's out, and they're just like, you don't have to do that for me. I can do it myself. And he's like, no, I love you. I love to do it for you. Blah, blah, blah. And then they like fall in love over
Let
the
me
first aid
take
kit.
no the important sentence is let me take care of you.
Yes. And then like you need to rest. That's other phrase. In every vertical, I
Because of
swear.
a small cut in the finger,
know,
you need
you
to
need to
rest.
rest. I know you need to rest. It's
What?
always the guy saying it. I'm like, don't tell me what to do. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just don't associate with these female leads because I'm like the complete opposite. I'd be like, I'm not resting right now. Are you kidding me? I got shit to do. I'm like,
Yeah, I would love to see more verticals where the women are more standing up for
it's
themselves.
getting there. I think it's getting there. I think I've been seeing it more and more. As I've been writing reviews, so there's like three things I really look for when it comes to change that I'd like to see. And one is the heroine who isn't constantly like in a desperate situation, like she needs to pay
Yeah.
medical bills.
Yeah.
That is so not
Grandmother,
relatable.
sister,
Yes,
brother.
the brother, she's got to pay all these medical bills. And of course, it's on her, to
Yeah,
pay the medical bills.
absolutely.
And they won't do the procedure until the medical bill is paid, which is the most like, no, it just, so I look
It's
for those. I look for situations where they aren't in a desperate situation. That's like one
mhm.
of my big things. Like I want the heroine to make choices on her own volition. Like I want
Yeah,
her to
yeah,
be the
yeah.
one who is acting in her life, not
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 because she's forced or something like that. So,
yes, and not
yeah.
because the villain is also coming in. Like there are way too many life circumstances that can cause villainous like that are an antagonist. We
hmm
don't need this like we don't need 18 villains and the ex-fiancés and the supposed ex-fiancés who think they were ex-fiancés but weren't really, you know what I mean? Like, we
I
don't need
know what
that.
you
Like
mean.
isn't life like hard enough? Like why do we need to keep throwing in now one or two little kind of antagonists fun, right? Make them
Yeah,
campy,
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
funny, like make them. I'm totally for that, but I just feel like, and so that's another thing that I really like to champion is just anytime when we can take their life circumstances and make that the antagonist, not just the villain constantly coming
Yeah.
and then she's
Yeah.
saved by the man and and those are fun and campy, especially lately I feel like they're starting to make those a little bit more funny, like
Yeah,
those.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like they're really starting to infuse a lot of levity into some of these classic plot lines that we've seen. And I am all for it. I'm all for the comedy. Bring it on. That is like my favorite genre. Um,
I would
so
love to see more comedy
yeah,
because
100%.
but some actors told me already that like Michael Vaccaro that he loves to improvise and
Yes.
sometimes
Oh,
sometimes he
yes.
got said on set, Michael, just say your words, please.
Well, right. I mean,
They are not
and I
so, sometimes I think they're not so open. And
no,
I think the problem is as long as this shitty story sells, they are
exactly.
not taking the risk to improve kind of new
Exactly.
new genre or something like this. Because as long as
Exactly.
the shitty things work and they get their datas and they see,
Yep.
oh, 12
It's
million
all about the
people watched
money.
it.
It
Yeah,
is. And
absolutely.
I don't technically like, I mean, as someone who kind of like, I mean, I like, I'm an American, free market, capitalism, like as sucky it as it is sometimes, that competition really drives things. And so I'm not one to like judge the director for being like, no, we got to stick to the script. I mean, he's got to make money in the end. I mean, he's got to, and so that part of this whole vertical world right now sucks. Like it really does. Like,
Yeah.
and I've heard of actors tell me like that they can't change things. The director won't let them, and unless the executive producer comes in and they clear it with the executive producer, then the director would be on board
Yeah.
to make changes. So it isn't even like the people on the set. It's like these producers that are
Yeah.
then beholden to
It's the big boss.
the big boss over in Asia somewhere,
Hmm.
which they're all about all about the bottom line. And so as much as like yes, I mean that sucks for Michael because I would love to see him improv with some of his stuff. I'm sure he would be fantastic.
Absolutely. And I'm sure Adam Chisnell also.
Oh my goodness,
I love his reels. I
yeah.
love his reels. I'm so much
Oh,
laughing about
he's
his
so funny.
reels and his
I started,
great
yeah.
way
Oh,
to do this reels. I have a chat tomorrow with him, by the way.
oh, you're
So
so lucky.
I'm
Yeah,
really
that's
looking forward to
awesome.
this because I know it will be so funny. I
It's
know
gonna
it.
be fun.
And him as a lead in a comedy.
Oh,
Oh, come on. I would
I
love to
know.
see that.
I know.
I'm
Actually, it's
sure that
funny.
would be a
I
great
like
entertainment.
I've been writing a couple I have a couple of scripts that I've written that are I think are really funny. Like I have like three or four and he is always like the funny like sidekick in my head. He's always the funny sidekick when I write. So I text him or I'll message him and be like, Adam, I'm writing you in another script. He's like, okay, like let me know when it's gonna happen. I'm
I'm
like, it's
sure
never gonna happen,
that
but
I'm sure that the creatives would be totally on because I asked everyone which genre would you see more in verticals, and it was mostly time horror or comedy,
yeah.
both.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and what is needed that a vertical really catches you?
I think it depends on my mood sometimes, honestly.
Is it the
Like,
actors? Is it what
well,
is it?
sometimes I'm usually drawn in. So, okay, there's a couple things that I feel like when what makes me press play, right? I guess that's kind
Yes.
of the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, so I did this whole like thing on vertical titles. Like you'll have to look on my page. I wrote this whole like dissertation on vertical titles and how ridiculous they are. But then how much I appreciate them because they kind of tell me when to not press play. Like if I see they do. Okay, so if I see like Lost Heiress or like anything with revenge, divorce, I'm not pressing play on that. Like I know
Uh,
where that's going. It's usually it's going to be violent. I'm not
a
going to be
banquet scene.
banquet scenes, the Lost Heiress. There's banquet scenes.
And
You're not who you say you are.
the big question, you can't be him or her. I
I know
know.
you can't
And
be.
they are nearly
And
showing the ID and no one believes them. Come on.
so ridiculous. And then you've got my favorite. So I think I just wrote a post on. I call them the vertical chorus, and they're all the people in the banquet. Like along the sidelines, they're like, "That's not her," and then they're like, "Yes, it
You're a
is her." And then
fraud.
they're like,
You're a
so like,
fake.
yes, they're like this. They're like these sirens of the like of the vertical world who just gets
Ah,
or not sirens, but the opposite of sirens actually. But they just seem to like go along with whatever's happening in the
yeah,
room.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That they're
So
switching the
funny.
sides every few seconds.
Every it's hilarious to me. And that's the stuff I think is funny. See, and that and but um so I don't press play on those, right?
Yeah.
So I know, but that is not my cup of tea. Some people love that type of drama and I would never judge them for that, right? Like some
But
people do.
Megan, really? There are so many verticals where is only this one question, is it really you that you are
Yes. This
imposing to be? And
the
that's
whole
for
storyline.
70 minutes?
I know I can't do it.
And the
I can't
script
do it.
writer get paid for this
I
only to
know.
package these big questions. Is it really
I know.
you in a
I know.
70 minutes episode?
It's so annoying. They're the worst.
Ah,
So I've been able, because of these obnoxious titles, I've been able to like peg which ones I'm not going to watch. So then I do go for actors because I do know there are a few actors that really do a good job picking their scripts.
yeah, yeah. To be
They're the ones that are
critical to
approaching
the
it. They're in
scripts,
a
yeah.
super lucky position, and I think and they get approached from production companies to star in
Yeah,
their.
yeah.
They're not doing the casting calls, and so there's some that I will press play on just for the actor, and then
For example, which actor?
oh gosh, do I have to?
Yep.
Okay, so a
Drop
couple
your
that
pants open honest.
So there's a couple that I absolutely love, and they don't actually make a lot of. So Giovanni Duvall. Hi,
Yes.
Gio. He's
With
like
him,
one of my favorites.
I will also
Yeah,
have some. He did a new one for Candy Jar.
it's coming. I know. I'm so excited. I'm actually talking to him on Thursday about it. So, um, I actually run his fan page, so I started his fan page.
Oh,
So
nice
Gio's like
one.
he's one of my favorites. I absolutely adore. He's a great actor. I think that Ryan Larson is a really great actor. A little bit. Um, if you saw his face, you would know. He's not on a lot of the big platforms, but he does a lot of. He's a great actor. Steven Morana is
Yep,
awesome. Yep, and I run
absolutely.
his run Steven's fan page too. I'm a little crazy with the fan
How
pages.
many fan pages do you
I
run?
just do two. I just do two. And you know what? Mine aren't like the CapCut edit fan pages. I like help them promote. I like Steven, I feel like I've kind of become his like PR girl, um, sometimes his secretary. But it's who else do I love?
I
It's fun.
know, I know who's Ryan Last now.
You know who Ryan Larson is now. Good for you.
Yes.
He's a great actor, and he is one who's going to pick really good. He does so. There was one vertical that he was in where he really changed the arc of it. It was kind of a common story about the woman who's like, "You've been with me 3 years. We've been married, and she wants a divorce, and she leaves him, and he had been a jerk and misunderstood." He actually played such a nice redemption arc in that one. Like he
Okay.
actually redeemed his character in the end,
Hmm.
and she didn't pick him at the end.
Oh.
So I mean, just stuff like that. Like these. So he's one that can take kind of like a murky situation that he doesn't
Hmm.
love and kind of make it his own. So who else do I press play on? Tess, Tess
Yeah,
Diners.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love Tess. Sometimes I'll press play on her, and it's this newest one that I saw with her. I'm gonna press play on it. I'm sure the first 10 reels will be violent. It's where she's in high school,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be that whole trope with the high schoolers but she is such a great actor, and I feel like she really kind of turns whatever she's doing into gold. And same with Nick Ritacco,
Yeah.
who I call Nick for Taco. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
I
saw this.
saw it. I saw it. I saw this post.
So I like apologize to him profusely, and I'm like, okay, I will bring you tacos at Vertical.
But I think, or I got the impression that he loves it.
Oh, he thought it was funny. He actually yeah, we had a conversation over DM about it. So Nick for Taco is amazing. I think he any vertical he's in, he somehow turns his character into something that has nuance.
Hmm.
Isn't even nuance
He
there. I
did
don't know.
great. He did great vampire style. He did great werewolf
I
styles, but he
I
also did
wish we could
this great,
mafia.
yeah,
Yeah.
mafia type.
I
Okay, he
wish
look
we could see
okay.
more
To be
mafia.
honest, he and Steven are really the mafia types.
Right. Well, Stephen is a good werewolf too from Red Talons. I don't know if you saw Red
Yeah, I
Talons, but
saw it. I saw it.
yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
liked him as a
me
mafia.
too. Me too. Me
There are
too. Yeah,
some types which fits so
they
good
do.
as mafia.
Right. And then they slip into
Oh,
that billionaire CEO role, and you're like, that doesn't work
yes,
for you.
yes.
Yeah, you're like, no,
Yeah,
no, no, no,
but
no.
I
But
think sometimes it's good that not to get pickholed in one kind of role. You know,
right.
like for example, Zane Claudio, always the villain,
Always.
always the
Always the
villain
villain.
one.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love to see him in a lead as a, I don't know, lovely
The love
family
interest. Yeah.
husband and
Yeah.
father or something like that,
Yeah.
and not
Right.
always as this strict bloody villain. Even
He
on
played,
Wordfest, when I have a meet and greet with him and Teak.
oh,
He
yeah,
was on
T. Yeah.
set. He was on set, and he joined the Zoom conversation, and had blood all over his face because he was
Because he
directly
was
from
in,
scene. Yes, and there was
oh
a
my
lot
goodness,
of
poor
blood
guy.
in his face. So, and I said, "Oh, you're typical. Let me guess, the villain." Yeah,
You're the
I
villain.
am. And then he
I
said,
know that
"But
is
you
hard.
should have seen the other one." I said, "Yeah, okay,
Oh,
but come on,
I
always
can
the villain."
imagine.
So it's
Who else was,
Pickle
someone
is a
else was
kind
saying
of
that. I think
shitty.
it was, I love Brittany, oh, I can never remember her last name. It starts with an M. Mazurek, I
Do you
think.
know a
She's
vertical
red
which she
hair.
was in?
She was in
Oh, I
Faded
know.
Deal with the
Yeah,
Mafia King.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
she is another one that I will try to press play on too. But she had said like she wished she could do more comedy. Like she like in the Vert Fest,
Yeah.
they did the Faded Deal with the Mafia King, and
Yeah.
she had said she's been kind of pigeonholed. Like she's another one that's been a little pigeonholed, because she kind of ends up being like in the revenge kind of genre, you
And
know.
she's so a great ballet dancer.
Oh, I know. I want to do like a flash dance reboot and like have her be like
Okay,
the
to be
flash dance.
honest, musical genre is also needed. We have
Oh, it
so
is.
many great actors with
Oh,
singing and
same.
dancing.
You know, I
It's
think the hard part is that with that is like the production budgets are so tight, and that would require, voice recordings and like, so
Yeah,
I can
Dan
see it.
Lowenstein. I asked Dan Lowenstein.
Okay.
He wants to be called Stein, not Steen. Dan
Oh yeah.
Lowenstein. Um,
Oh,
why musical? And he said the problem is that you have to get your own music written because of the
exactly.
music rights. So you have to
So
spend a
expensive.
lot of
Yeah.
money also to get the
Yeah.
music. But the second one, you could publish a soundtrack or also for this vertical.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
said,
that's
yeah,
true.
he would love to do your musical more because it's so refreshing if you can
It
sing
is.
along and the
Yes.
mood
Well,
is really good.
I feel like nowadays it wouldn't be that hard to write new music, like with all these new apps that are like you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
feed them the lyrics and it'll spin out
yeah,
something new.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know how that works with like making it like putting it like commercial like on a vertical.
Mm.
Um but yeah, I don't know. Like Aileen from I think from I Love
I love
Verticals.
verticals. Yeah,
Yeah. So she makes music all the time.
yeah.
She writes the lyrics and then makes music all the time. So she's fun. She just did that Love and Blood one that was really good. It was really it was really good.
I
So
haven't seen it yet.
yeah, you should go on her site. I'm sure it's there. But yeah, she's good at making music. So I feel like yeah, that could definitely be an avenue we could explore. So many amazing singers. Did you see the one with Meg Bush? I love to. It's hard for me to even say which actors I press plan because there's so many of them
So
that I
many.
just
You press always play.
I know. And if this gets out there, I'm apologizing right now to any actor that I said I love your verticals and I didn't mention your name because I really feel like Cayman. Oh my goodness, Cayman is a huge one for me.
He's right on the way to Turkey. Normally, I
Yes.
would have talked yesterday to him, but he said me, "Oh, we have to reschedule." I got just information that I have to go to Turkey for another one for the next show. So,
Okay, good for him. I'm so glad.
and
So
he's so a mechanic, a firefighter, a soldier, and in
right,
every role he looks so good and he plays it
he does.
so authentically.
He does. He
I
he
really
really
love
does.
that. Yeah,
I
I
do.
really
I
love
do
that.
too. And that's I will press play on Cayman
Yeah,
any
okay,
day.
me too. Me too.
Any day. So there's a lot, but I think it's more about like um sometimes it's about my mood. Like sometimes I like the heavier ones that are a little bit more
Hmm.
dramatic
Mm.
um and sometimes I just want light and funny and I can always know what actors are going to be like like a little bit more light and more levity.
Mhm.
So that's always fun too. So I think yeah. But I do know what I don't press play on. I guess we can say that.
That's the important thing.
Yeah. And I
That's the
feel like
important
that's
thing.
the biggest message you can send to the apps, right?
Yes.
Is like,
But did you
just
have the
don't
feeling that the audience got heard from the platforms?
that they get heard.
Yes.
I think it depends on the platform. I don't think Drama Box and Real Short are reading my reviews and reading my rants on
Yeah.
violence and
Yeah.
verticals or I don't think they're paying attention. I think they just pay attention to numbers. But when you talk to like apps, the app short or it just says what is the name? It's this one. It's the one with like the candy. It's just shorts and it's
Yeah.
got like
Short mini,
the shorts app.
yeah. Shorts
Like
app.
I feel like they are open. I feel like Viglu. I feel like some of them do see. And it's actually funny because as I've talked to some of the people behind the scenes,
Hmm.
they are trying to bring our voices in more and more and pay attention to us more and more and what we want. And that's what a lot of them want too. But again, it's these conglomerates higher up that make it kind of difficult for those changes to happen.
Yeah, yeah,
But like Viglu is doing a great job producing new content, fresh scripts.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah,
And they
I
are
don't love them
producing
all.
really well.
They
Great
are.
sound,
Yes.
great
Production
cuts,
quality.
great, yeah. So
Yeah.
the whole thing, not only the script, is in really great quality.
100%. Yeah. And I mean, I don't love all of the ones that
No, me
they
neither.
make, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Like just keep going. Just keep making them, you know.
Yeah, but they are
Um,
trying,
exactly.
new
And
kind of stories, and they are
yes.
looking, okay, does it work or not? And if it
Yep.
doesn't work out, okay, so they would not do another
They'll just
one,
keep
but
going.
they are just trying.
Yep. And that's why I will champion that hands down, like anytime, because I feel like that's what we need to support is like those people out there and not just harp on the things that we don't like anymore, but
Hmm.
let's get out there and like really watch and press play and support those apps and those platforms that
Yeah.
are pushing the boundaries, that are giving us new storylines, that are, yeah, bringing out this like great these great productions, because sometimes you watch some older ones and you're like, what is that sound? Or
Yeah, the
like the
voiceovers are
voices.
so
Oh,
bad and
I have a whole rant about voiceovers. You got to read that one. That one's really funny,
okay.
actually. Yeah, I turned all my rants into something funny. That's what I love. But voiceovers are so annoying because I'm like, don't feed me, like, don't tell me what I need to feel. Like, I can connect the dots myself. Like, I have a degree. I raise four kids. Like, I think I
Yeah,
know
sometimes I have the
what's
feeling
happening.
that some platforms are thinking we are dumb.
Yes. No, well, and you know what? Okay, so I get it. Like, I think so after my dad had passed, I think one thing that I loved about verticals is I didn't have to think. Like my
Yeah,
brain was
that's
already
true.
shut off anyway. I was in so much deep in grief and like I appreciated that, right? I didn't want to watch like some really heavy film that dealt with a
Hmm.
lot of, like something on Netflix, or I didn't want that. I wanted like this junk food just like fed, like
Yes, yes.
it's like
Yeah, yeah,
fed
I
to
know
me.
what you mean. Just
Yeah,
sit
yeah.
there and chill and watch.
Turn it off.
Hmm.
And I still like that sometimes, and that's why sometimes I know you said you're kind of sick of the reworked scripts, and I don't know, they don't always bug me. Um, so it's fun to kind of see what they do to change them now, because you know what the plot line is, and then
Yeah, and I really like that more and more actors are gonna to write by themselves and
yes, me
start to
too.
produce it. Look like Campus Rivals, look like
Yes.
Vino, which
Yep.
will drop or something like that.
Dungeons of Well, I don't know if Dungeons and Ecstasy was written by Felix, but yeah, like Felix and Eric, and I mean Grace, I mean all of them
Yeah,
producing
yeah.
now. Yeah, Stephen Moran has been
I think
producing.
that's a great
Yeah,
way to move forward in this space
100%. Yeah,
because it's
I
not
totally
so,
agree.
it's more from the actors for the audience then I have the feeling.
Yes.
So I
Yeah, and
talked,
the great
hello?
part about this space is I feel like the actors are in touch with the fans.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Exactly. That's what I want to
yeah,
say. They
yeah,
know
yeah.
what it's needed. No, they know
Yeah.
what it's
I
wanted.
mean,
And
actors, like, I am so honored and flattered that they read my reviews and like comment on
yeah,
them, have conversations with me behind the scenes about
and they
like,
share it and something like
and they
this.
share and they're
Yeah.
supportive. I mean, if anyone should be doing this, it should be the actors, the ones that are kind of leading charge in the
Yeah.
changes that we're seeing, because they're, and maybe some of the fans. Now, I would love to get involved in some of the production side. Um, I think that'd be really great. I think that that would be something that I would really like, an area I would thrive in. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think I've watched probably I so one of the questions I always ask when I talk to actors is like, how many verticals have you really watched? Or directors or producers.
No
Some of
one,
them have watched
nothing.
like two verticals, like four verticals. Some of them
But
have
not
been
from the beginning till the end.
no. And I'm like, okay, you guys need to be talking to the fans. Like, I think I've watched like maybe almost 1,000 verticals since
Yeah,
February. Like,
yeah, yeah.
talk to me, ask me. Like, I see something so different
Yeah, and
than a
also
lot of
the
us do.
reason because fans are talking to each other and
Yeah.
about this vertical. So you couldn't get better informations
No.
as from the friends directly. That's why I wanted to do this monthly recap, because I
Yeah.
think in a small group we can discuss, we can openly discuss. We don't have to be the same or share the same opinion about this
No.
vertical.
No.
Absolutely not, because that's the good thing that there are so many different kind of people which
Yeah.
like different things to watch.
Yep.
And
Yep.
but I think to get a review, hey, which was more hype than it was worth to watch.
Oh, yes, that's a good one. That's a really good question. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I had the feeling some verticals were really hyped before coming out, and then I
Yep.
saw them and saw, okay,
Yep. That wasn't,
it was
yeah.
nice, but
And sometimes the like we talked about in the beginning, like those fans that are watching based on coins and ads, I mean, that's a waste for them. Like if
yeah.
you're not like that's one reason why I like to write. So, well, it was a while. I didn't take a break from writing critical reviews, but like I've started writing some more. The people need to know the good and the bad, right?
Hmm.
They need to know when to press play, when to not press play.
Yes,
Because there are, I mean, it's expensive. It's expensive to watch verticals if you're paying
absolutely,
for it. It is
absolutely.
expensive. It is time and time. I mean, for me, my time is just as valuable as how much money I'm spending. So like, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to wait.
Yeah,
Not that
it
I don't
is
mind. Yeah, I
absolutely.
mean, yeah. So I don't. So yeah, we need to talk about the ones that are flops. That
Yeah, you cannot always talk about the good ones.
no, because well, and for me as a reviewer, because I know which ones I want to press play on. I've gotten more selective about what I watch, and
Hmm.
therefore the things that I watch are the stuff that I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And so that's easier for me to write a good review on, like, and then sometimes if it's a bad review, I'm like, I don't want to write, it's not worth it, and so but the bad reviews qualify my good reviews. Like
Hmm.
they amplify the ones that I really loved. Like, so we have a vertical view crew member named Hiro. He's a Japanese, he lives in Britain, he's amazing. And he will tear down anything. And it is awesome. Like he is such a great reviewer because then the ones that he loves, you're like, Hero gave this like his big happy shiny face. He uses his emojis as he's got this whole like emoji series for
Yeah.
his how he ranks them. So anytime Hero absolutely loves a vertical, you're like, okay, we're watching that one because he's so picky,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
exactly the thing. You have to be
mhm.
honest. You have to give an advice. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
It's okay if you don't
yeah,
have if you get
yeah,
bored, you can watch
yeah,
it. It's nice to go through the time with it, but as you said, when you have to pay it by coins, then
yeah.
it's even more
It is.
important to know, is it good or not,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's so much money you waste
Yeah,
in
yeah,
total when
money
you.
and time. Like all those little ads, like all those minute ads that you watch, oh my goodness, like time. That's a lot of time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
I was and it's also fun. I think a lot of reviewers, especially ones that are kind of newer on the scene, are afraid to offend the actors too. And that's
Hmm.
like I've seen that come up several times. Well, he's one of my favorite actors. I like, don't want to offend him. I'm like, pish posh. He knows. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he knows it wasn't that great. He's out. He's not. Sometimes they're just trying to make money, and so they know they're not always making like the highest quality of vertical, which is fine. Like I told Cayman the other day, I like watched one of his. I'm like, what if I didn't love it? I was messaging him, and he's like, that's fine. He's like, write a review. I don't care. Like, so they get it. They get it.
yeah, but the thing is, I exactly spoke about that with Molly Anderson
Oh
because
yeah,
she
yeah.
did one with Noah Farnley, a Christmas one,
Okay.
and the cast was great, but the story was, it was the typical question, 1 hour, is it really him?
Yes.
And I said to Molly, listen, I love the cast, but the story was
Yeah.
so shit that the great cast cannot make it a good vertical. So
Yes. Exactly.
sorry for
Yeah.
that, but she said, no, totally fine with that.
They
She
get it.
totally understands.
Yeah.
And so I think if you be a true fan, you should be
Yes.
able to make some critical points
Yeah.
on
Well,
stuff.
and in those reviews, sometimes I find it nice to actually find the producer and
Mhm.
tag the producer also. Like I don't always try to find the producer because honestly, without like the end, oh, what is it called at the end when they show the names of the actors and all the people involved, the credits?
The
Like we
credits,
don't
yeah,
have credits. Sometimes it's
yeah,
impossible. Like
yeah,
I don't know who produced this vertical. I don't
yeah.
know. I wish we that was more readily available. I have some on my vertical view crew are amazing at finding that. So I have them as a resource. I'm like, who produced this? Because then we tag the producer on the ones we don't like, right?
Yeah,
Then it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't even tag the actors. Like they don't need to be tagged. Like, um,
But
but yeah,
sometimes
tag the producer.
it isn't even the producer's fault.
No, exactly. Exactly. And then we've got that whole situation with the big wigs around the board table who've probably never
Yes.
watched a vertical in their life, and
Yeah,
are
surely.
putting
And
that
I'm
down.
sure that they never have been on a set. And I'm
No.
sure that they don't even know that there were only 7 days for shoot and how much the actors and the crew has to
Oh,
keep in power for this
yeah.
vertical. So
Yes. And
I'm
another,
totally sure.
yes. And that's another reason for me why, like on my Instagram page, I try to be like really positive and supportive about what is happening because like it's grueling what they have to do. And
Mhm.
if they don't love the vertical, I that must be so difficult. So I want like actors and creatives to come to my page and see someone really celebrating like
Yeah,
the changes that have made.
honoring their work, still
Yeah.
honoring their work,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everyone, it doesn't matter what kind of job they are doing,
Yeah.
needs an honoring of the work. If
100%.
it's totally great what the product is,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it should
Yeah,
be honored, but it
especially
also
how
should be
far we've
allowed
come.
to be a little bit gritty
Oh,
when it's not that
I
kind
just
of.
I just wrote a not so great review about Love and Blood. I didn't love it, and
Yeah,
I'm not afraid. I mean, a great cast, so
yeah,
spectacularly well made. But I didn't
yeah,
love the script. I didn't get it. I felt like what just happened? You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
that's fine. And I'm not afraid to say that type of stuff. But what I try to say if I'm going to is I try to point out like what like this strong female lead idea. Like if I find a vertical with a female lead who isn't desperate, I'm going to
Yeah,
shout that one from the
yeah,
rooftops.
yeah,
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 because that's what I want,
absolutely. Yeah.
So um yeah, oh my goodness, we've talked about a lot of stuff. I bet I'm looking through your questions right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
no, the thing is, I like this kind of
Me too.
conversations
I
because
would rather have conversation too.
the thing is, this vertical space here in Germany, it's not very common. For example, if I'm talking
Yeah.
about verticals, 59%, what kind
Oh,
of what?
that's
And and some
my
and
whole
some
life.
said to me, "What are you doing now? What, a new podcast about what?" Oh, come
Yeah.
on,
I
just
don't
keep
even want to
it.
explain it. Yeah.
No, I always said it's a kind of handy streaming thing. You don't have
Yeah.
to understand.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No,
I don't even, yeah.
so for me, it's great to talk to people who are as same addicted as I am in a kind of way, but I'm not the kind of person who like always doing sugarcoating
No, either am
because
I.
because I have the feeling that we all have to be honest what's happening because
Yeah.
only if we are honest, this kind of vertical world can grow more or can get better,
100%.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
100%.
so I'm not ashamed to say I don't like this vertical, and I'm not ashamed to say it directly to an actor, producer, or something like
Yeah.
that. I'm
Yeah.
not that kind of type which only says, I don't like it. I always give
Exactly. There
you a
has to be.
reason
Me
what was
too.
for me, in my opinion, the
Yes.
problem, what was the reason why I
Yes.
don't like it. And
Yes.
I would never go there and say, don't watch it. It's shitty. everyone has
Exactly.
to give them its own try and their own
Exactly.
opinion. But if anyone asks
Yep.
me about my opinion, I
Hmm.
always be open and honest.
Hmm.
And
Well, and
that's the
with
thing what this vertical world, in my opinion, also needs to get
yes.
better and grow better.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like I just actually oh gosh, I lost my train of thought, but I just wrote a review on a vertical, and I it was a critical review, but I go in and I'm like, this is how it could have been better. Like, give me the script. Let
Yeah,
me rework some of
I
this
will do
here, and
some changes. Then
let's
it's
just like flip this around, and like,
yeah, yeah.
and it would have been an amazing vertical. So that's when I like to write critical reviews, is
Hmm.
when I see that it could have had potential and it
Yeah,
fell flat.
yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm an expert in any of this. I'm not a
No,
screenwriter.
no.
I am not, I have consumed so much TV though in my like way too much TV. Like, it was my coping mechanism when my kids were little. I just walk around with my phone and watch The Office and Community and all these stupid TV shows. But it's like that's when I like to be critical, is when I feel like I actually have something to say that's constructive.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly,
constructive.
exactly.
I don't just, and that's why sometimes I don't write reviews on verticals I don't like, because I don't have anything to say about them. I'm like, nope, it
Yeah.
was just shit. It's just I
It's
don't know what
only
else to
shit.
say.
You cannot
It's
you
just, that's
cannot
it.
you cannot improve it. It's
No,
only shit.
no. It's just, but was it entertaining? Oh, hell yeah. Did I finish it all? Yes, I did. Because I'm a finisher.
Are
But
you the
yeah,
kind of are you the kind of person who always finish verticals? Because I'm the kind of dropping out. If it's not
I will.
entertaining me, I
So
will drop out.
this is how I know. This is how I know I'm hooked in, because I am a firm believer in really solid pacing. So like keeping me kind of watching, because I have ADHD like really bad,
Hmm.
and I have four children, two at home. I've got a super busy household. My husband travels three weeks out of the month. So if I will ignore my children, and like it's a good vertical. Like, if I don't feed them and I end up door dashing like fast food for them, like that, I should actually make my scale based on that. Like, here's my scale. Like, how much housework did I ignore to watch this vertical, right?
Yeah, why
Because then,
not?
yeah, because oftentimes I am interrupted a lot. Like, that is my life. It has been
Mm,
my life since day one of giving birth 23 years ago. It's just constant interruption as basically a stay-at-home mom. And so if a vertical like hooks me in, and I will choose to ignore everything to watch it, and it commands my
yeah,
attention, that's a
then
good that's a good
that's a
one.
great one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I do sometimes piece them out. Like, sometimes I'll start one in the morning, or in the evening, and then
Hmm.
I'll kind of finish it up as I'm doing dishes the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
morning. But if it pushes me to stay up and stay awake, and you know
But you
just sit there,
always finish your vertical?
most of the time, mostly because I'm really picky about what I press play on. Like,
Okay.
I'm really picky about lately. I've become really picky about it. I don't just scroll and say, "Oh, that one looks good." I used to do that, but I've just become really picky about that.
Yeah,
So,
okay. So then maybe it's good
so
because I had
yeah,
some few verticals. I give it a try, but after episode, I
yeah.
don't know, 15,
Well, and
no.
sometimes it just happens naturally, because my life is so interrupted. I'll be like, "Oh, that's right. I started that one and I never finished it." So maybe it isn't so much as like I'm ditching out, I'm not finishing it, I'm making a purposeful decision. Maybe
Yeah.
it just come to the forefront of my brain and like keep me wanting to go back. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
okay.
Like,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I
yeah.
like fell asleep to it, which we all do, and then I wake up in the morning and forgot what I watched. Yeah, I didn't finish that one. So yes, in some ways I'm not a finisher, but it isn't because I purposely was like, no, this is garbage, and I throw my phone. It's more about
No,
like,
that's me not neither. But sometimes, when I try to see how many episodes in total, okay, with
oh,
episodes am I in, then for me it's a sign, Michaela,
yeah,
stop it, stop
yeah,
it. If you are,
yeah,
it's like being in school when you always take a look at your watch, how many minutes are
yes,
left.
yes,
And I'm doing that with the
yes.
vertical and kind of how many episodes I left.
Yes.
No,
Well, and sometimes I'll look at the
stop
episodes and
it.
I'd be like, that's it. I need more, so that's a good
Yeah.
vertical.
What do
Sometimes
you
you're like,
think about verticals with these shitty cliffhangers?
okay, so I go back and forth with the cliffhanger thing. I know a lot of people are like upset with like Lust Game ending the way it did, the newest one with Cayman, and um that one was a no-brainer to me. I mean, who she should choose. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But um I think if they finished a full arc, if they finished a full storyline, and then they hooked me in for a potential sequel, that's fine, right? As long as they gave me something satisfying at the end,
And then it's okay for you if there
then it's
never
okay.
will be a part two?
If there's a part two, it'd be great. It doesn't always happen with verticals, though.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have,
yeah.
yeah,
That's exactly because,
yeah.
for example, the one with Jackson Tiller and Kira Wisely, what was it
Oh,
from
that one was
Contract
ridiculous.
Lover to Billionaire's
Yes.
Wife or something like
Yeah,
that?
that's one I didn't like. I
That's a
didn't like that,
shitty
but
end.
that was a shitty ending. That was
And there were
like,
so many people
yeah,
screaming about a part two.
yeah. I mean, that was a shitty ending. Like that one did us dirty, 100%. But then like Fated Deal with the Mafia King,
Yeah,
like it had a full arc. We ended,
yeah.
and then that very last, like literally like 2 seconds of the vertical, we see his old wife. Like we see
Yes,
his
yes,
wife
yes.
come back. That one is fine. If we never
Yeah,
get a second, which please can we get a second? But I need Sam to be revived because Sam was played by Geo, who
yeah.
of course, love Geo. So he's got to come back somehow.
Yeah.
Because he had
But
died in the end.
what
But
are you thinking about the second part from the Superstar one with Jackson Tiller and Ashley Mishrick
that was one
and
I was like, why are they doing a second? I didn't
exactly, that's
understand
the
that one.
part. That was the
I was like,
second part where I was said I don't need a second part. For me, the
normally I don't
first
need a
part was
second.
fine at the end.
Yeah. Well, and
Totally
see,
fine.
and I love what Love and Blood is was is trying to do and create a series. Like you talked about
Hmm.
part one, two, three, four. I
Hmm.
would personally love to have, like a 45-minute episode once a week drop and fall in love with those characters like we used to when we
Yes.
used to watch TV before all the streaming and all the
Yeah,
binging.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and I know that there's a lot of actors who would love that too because they can really get into that character. They can really, you could film 4 episodes at a time and then come
To
back to
be
it.
honest, it would also be great for the job. Sometimes they didn't
It
even
would be
know
amazing. Yeah,
in 2 weeks did I have an actor job or not.
exactly.
They get a
Exactly.
call for a new project 4 days
Yep.
before they have to leave or to get on
100%.
this new project.
Yep.
So I think it would also be great for the actor to be a little bit
Yes.
more safe in this
Mm-hmm.
job
Yeah.
thing to
Yes.
do.
Instead of having to just keep like turning on this wheel,
Yes, yes.
you have a little bit more of a platform. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would love to see more of that happen. I really would and like Love and Blood, I feel like kind of tried to start that a little bit, like
yeah.
they had kind of like we dove in fast. It felt like kind of like a pilot episode of the series. You're a little confused. That's why I was like, I'm not going to be too harsh on this one because I'm like, I think that's what they were trying to do. It would be great to see more of that, like more of this like continued story where we get 20 episodes, but like real 45-minute episodes, not,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
yeah, that
I
would be
don't
great.
understand, to be honest, why they are doing always this 1 minute, 1.5 episodes.
Yeah.
I didn't get the sense of this.
Yeah. I mean, I get the like the cliffhanger thing, click the always kind of leaving you wanting more,
Mhm.
and then you get to the paywall. Like I get it until like the paywall point, but after that, yeah, I don't get why people call them 1 minute episodes, like a 1.5 minute story, like they call it micro dramas. I'm like, they're not micro. It's still
No.
the same length as a
Yeah,
movie.
in total, it's 1 hour.
It's
So
at least an hour, hour and a half. Yeah. I'm like,
yeah,
they're not micro dramas, they're dramas. They're like it's a
dramas.
drama. So it's like I don't understand that whole idea. And like when Real Short will advertise, you'll see them like say a minute and a half of like intense, like blah blah blah. And you're like, yeah, but you still got to watch an hour and a half of it. Like there's no resolution. It's not like
Yeah,
this mini arc every minute and a half. No, that's not how it is at all.
yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah, that's kind of a frustrating part. That's what I'd like to see some apps that develop take that away. Just take
Yeah.
that away. Like, let's just put it, like, make it a movie, like we had talked about before. Um,
Yeah, but I hope that they are not getting more and more platforms out, because every time a new ad shows up on Instagram or
oh,
somewhere else, I have the feeling it's always kind of new platform
I
needed.
know,
This
I know. I
I
get it.
watched now the
Honey
new,
Reel or Honey Love. There's a new honey
yeah,
one.
iDrama is now new. Then Flare Flow was sometimes new, and I thought,
Yeah,
what? I didn't
yep.
hear about what
Flare Flow is
again, again,
frustrating.
again. So
Yeah,
I would love to see it more compromised to platforms, because in this way, when you have so many different platforms, it get really expensive when you
it
need
does.
everywhere a membership
Believe
or
me,
something.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, with your, yeah, you're
So
the best
many.
example for them. No, no, so that would be nice if there will be kind of change
Yes.
in
Yeah.
this outrageous numbers of
Yeah.
platforms.
But then you find like some platforms like Candy Jar are really affordable. I think it's like $60 US
Yeah,
dollars
it's
like
17 euros for a yearly membership.
for a year. And then some of them are like 300 for a year. So we
Yeah, and
need,
some of
yes,
them are 25 euros for a week. It's much expensive than
believe me.
Netflix, for example.
I know. I know. And that's getting to be really frustrating. Because I do feel like it puts the fans, it like puts us as fans in a compromised position because like we're we have limited resources. Like we
Abs-
can't, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then
Absolutely.
there's some apps that I really like. Like I feel like Salty TV is that's the one with like Red Talons and Power Play and some of these great
Yeah, but they are
verticals.
also don't offer
They don't
memberships.
have a subscription. And we've been begging them for a
Playlet
subscription.
also. I'm
Yeah.
so fucking annoyed because on
Yeah.
Playlet there are some shows I really want to watch, but I
Yeah.
don't watch it because if you do a kind of math thing, one show, if I will buy the coins, one show will cost me nearly 40 till 50 euros to watch it.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
so ridiculous.
yes,
So
that's how my
totally
drama is
ridiculous.
too. That's how my drama is too. And that it is really frustrating because they have such great shows. And sometimes I buy them on my drama just to support the whole, like just to support the Ukrainian
But
um,
my drama, doesn't that
ammo.
my
Is it my
drama
drama or is
offer?
it which is the one
My
with all of the
drama.
Ukrainian?
It's my drama, but
Yeah, it's my drama.
wait, let me look. I thought they are offering a membership.
Do they have a membership now? All I know is it's cheaper to
Nope,
watch
nope.
them.
No, I'm
No, I
sorry.
don't
No,
think so. It's
it's a
cheaper to
coin.
watch them on the internet, not through their app.
Yeah, yeah.
My drama. You know what you need to do is have a show all about apps. So you need to collect a couple reviewers who know like all the different apps because that is a big part. When I first got into the vertical space, I was so overwhelmed. And
I
I
would
think I
love to
wasted
talk some
so much
of
money.
the platforms, some
Yeah.
people.
Oh, from the platforms. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would
yeah.
be fun.
But that's not so easy to do.
No, no. And they don't, yeah, they might not be as open. I know, who do I know? I know a lot of producers like that I talk, and not all the time, but like that
Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but producers are only working for the platforms, you know?
yeah, they
Eh,
are.
I talked, as I told you, to Matt Nacido, Dan
Hmm.
Lowenstein. I will talk to Danny Farber,
Oh, yes,
and something like that. And they all told me they work for the platforms, but they
they
got
do.
over the script. And so
They got to do
it's a
it.
job
Yeah,
they got, and they don't have to
yep,
say much in it, you know?
yeah, they don't.
So,
I mean, I think they can put their own spin on it. Like I've talked to Danny about that before, and he's like, when it comes down to it, he can kind of change, like tweak the way they film it or the way, like have a
yeah.
different approach, try to add his own spin to it. Like I feel like Dan Lowenstein and Danny Farber and even Matt, like you can kind of tell, like they put their own, like you can tell they were directed by them. Like
Yeah,
they have
yeah, yeah,
their
absolutely.
own
There is,
directing style.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And I think every one of them you named told me that that they love to chat or interact with the actors and give them some
Yeah.
free space to do it like
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
And
think
some
we,
directors aren't as willing to do that.
yes, exactly. And I think we need kind of mix up of everything to
Yeah.
which John Henry told me. He wishes that the creatives would get, or the actors would get involved earlier
Oh,
in
yeah.
this
Yeah.
whole scene. And
Yes.
they even did not do rehearsals anymore and something like that before they
Or
start
table reads
shooting
even.
because there
Yeah.
is no time.
Yeah.
So he said every time it's directly shot. So there
Yeah.
is no time to
Yeah.
maybe improvise or maybe
Yeah.
improve the kind of situation stuff and discuss the opinions of doing it in this or that way.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
think a first good thing would be to get the creatives earlier in this process.
Get them earlier, get them the script earlier, giving them
Yes.
more time. Did you ever watch a vertical and you can kind of tell like it doesn't show up in all, but sometimes I'll be watching and you can tell which scene they shot first
Yeah,
based on like based on the looseness of the actors. Like I can kind
absolutely.
of tell, like I'll be watching, this is great. And then there'll be like one chunk that they filmed it, like a bedroom scene or I don't even know,
Yeah,
like just
yeah, yeah.
in the workplace, and everyone's just a little bit more stiff and they're not really warmed up. Like you can kind of
Or
tell, you're like,
sometimes you
that's
see it
when they
because
shot
the
first.
clothes were different in the
Oh
same
yeah.
scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Oh yeah,
talked
that's a
about
fun
with
one
that
too.
with Haley Hansen, and she said, yeah, there were some kind of scenes which were exactly the same scene, but from different views, but it shot on different days. And
Yeah.
you see in one,
Different clothes.
she told
Yeah.
me from one scene, she had her hair open and a long uh, blue skirt and so blue dress and in the other on the other view she has done her hair makeup
Oh my goodness.
and and she
That's
said yeah,
crazy.
and you see it in the vertical.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you can. Like they don't have that continuity. They don't,
Yeah,
well, that's a big part of like Hollywood is this continuity. Like
yeah,
that's really important, but so they're not paying as close of attention to that. And then
yeah,
they don't go back and shoot the scene. And that's why I love when people outside of verticals say that the acting is bad in verticals, which I have seen some poorly acted verticals. I really have. But it's very rare. But they only get one or two takes. I'm like,
yeah, absolutely,
I would love
absolutely.
to see the Hollywood, the like some of the bigger Hollywood names act as well as our vertical
On point
actors
every time, on
and
point, and every
one
time
one or two
with
takes.
the text which they get 24 hours before.
Exactly. Exactly. I That to me boggles my mind. So I mean
So yeah,
I will come to that defense at any point. I'm like, yeah, I would love to see Tom Hanks, any of them, just do what our vertical actors do in the intensity and the time and the space and still produce really well acted verticals. Like
yeah.
I've never complained about the acting, you
No,
know.
I mean, in the end, we are in some way entertained. Is it because of the actors? Is it because of the story? Is it because of the production? It's as fast as they are doing it, from
Yeah,
getting the script till it's published, it's nearly 2.5, 3 months, which
I know. It's
contains all of the doing to make this happen.
oh
And
yeah.
so in that, the output isn't bad for that.
No, not at all.
Absolutely
Not
not.
at all. And that's
Otherwise,
why
we wouldn't be
sometimes
so addicted to watch
no,
it.
we wouldn't be. No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. It is so true. I feel like we're still here. I'm still here. I'm still watching. I mean, it
Yeah,
was funny 'cause I
absolutely.
remember as I started kind of like slowly coming, like my grief was kind of dissipating and I was feeling like I was coming back to life and like all of a sudden my critical thinking brain turned on and I'm starting to watch. I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I
What?
watching? What am I doing? Like, what is going on? There was
But
like
you
this
keep
moment.
on watching.
It's
We have
weird.
to do the 5 question quickie for the end because
Oh,
we
that's
are
right.
already at the end.
Yes, I know. We've talked forever.
Doesn't
Sorry.
matter. From the
I am like,
beginning,
I told
when I
you. I told
started
you.
when I started recording it, the first episode, I will do episodes about round about 30 minutes. That was my thinking. And then I
Yeah.
did the first recording
Like
And
that's
I
not.
saw, okay, that wouldn't work out. Nope. And then in the second recording, it was also more than 1 hour, and I said, okay, I will. Yes,
Yeah,
I will
it
cut
is.
the
Yeah,
illusions. No, because the thing is, I don't want to cut this episode.
yeah.
Then it's not authentic because I
Yes.
really love these conversations because
Yeah.
every conversation you do, you get new points and you got new views
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
whole vertical space.
It's
And
so great.
so I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah. Oh, good.
But I
Okay.
ask you the 5 question quickie and
Okay.
then
I like
we
answered them in
yeah.
advance because otherwise it's like not come. It wouldn't come to my
Favorite dish.
favorite dish. Okay, so there was this duck pappardelle that I
The
had one
what?
time. It's like okay, so it was duck, like
Yes, yeah,
duck,
yeah, yeah.
and then pappardelle is that
Ah, okay.
that's kind of thick and long.
Yeah, in
So
Germany it's called pappardelle because
yeah,
I live near Italy,
yeah. So
so
I don't say use
I'm more common to the pappardelle, to the
yeah, yeah,
Italian.
yeah. And I'm like pappardelle. Let
Yes.
me spin my.
Fine, totally fine.
So I had that once when I was in Toronto in like 2010, and I like still
Hmm.
remember it. But at home lately, I'm like obsessed with making like protein bowls.
Hmm.
So I just have this all these stuff in my fridge, and I just like put all this stuff together, and they're really yummy. Lots of
Yeah,
vegetables, lots.
bowls are really great. I love
Yeah,
bowls
yeah, I
too.
do a lot of protein bowls now. So I mean, I love all food. I love ice cream the most.
Oh, tell me one who doesn't love ice cream.
I know if you don't love ice cream, I have no.
What's wrong
There
with
is no
you? If
way
you
in
don't
my
like ice
brain.
cream, what's wrong with you?
How can I? I can't. No, you're
Ice
done.
cream and
Done.
cookies. Sorry for
Canceled.
that, but you don't
Out.
like it, you're out. Yeah, totally.
Out. Even if you can't tolerate lactose and you can't have dairy, there's other kinds of
There
ice
are
cream.
enough possibilities to eat ice cream.
I know. Coconut ice
So,
cream is one of my favorites. Anyway, okay, next one.
favorite film?
Okay, so there's a film by, it's called Stranger Than Fiction, and it's with Will Ferrell and Emma Thompson. It's kind of an
Hmm.
older one, but it's really, really good. I love it. Love it. It's one of my favorites. And then Patterson is another one that I love with Adam Driver. Is that his last name?
I don't
And
know.
then I can't remember his last name, Adam. Anyway, and then and then I love the Fast and the Furious series. You
Yeah,
know, with the
that's
car.
really great. Yeah, I have them.
I love
I have
Fast
them
and
all.
I think it's because
Absolutely.
I have a bunch of boys, and so
Ah,
you
yeah,
know,
then it's totally needed.
yes, it's needed. I gotta have some connection to them. Yeah.
What's
So
your
it's not
favorite
just one. I'm
song?
sorry.
Your
My
favorite
favorite song.
song?
Oh,
Yeah, what puts you in
this
a
is
good
like
mood?
picking my favorite child. I can't pick a favorite song. That
No,
that
because no, I'm just asking because if you're not so in a good mood, which music you would turn on to sing loud and dance to your
oh
house
my
and say,
goodness.
"Yeah, that makes
Oh
me in a
my
good mood."
goodness. So I have a whole playlist filled with a lot of I guess I like more of a genre. Like so I love like that indie rock
Mm-hmm.
alternative that
Yes.
kind of was birthed in the late 1990s. Like that whole like movement is on my playlist. Anything with like strong drum, bass
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
good.
beat to it. I love the Killers. I love um Arctic Monkeys. There's tons of bands. I'm a huge music. Like me and my boys go to concerts all together. My big boys, we all have love the same music, and so yeah, music is that was a tough one. I was like, I don't know. I'm speechless, which never happens to me.
You said you watched nearly 1,000 verticals. What's your one and only favorite, actually? When a
So
newbie comes to you and said, Megan, listen, I want to start to watch these vertical things. Which one
okay,
I should definitely watch? What would you tell him?
okay, so so that might be a different that's actually a different question. My favorite verticals, my favorite one is How Not to Date Your Neighbor on Candy Jar
Yeah, I know
with
it. I saw
Geo.
it. I love it.
Yes, love that one. It has everything I love. It has like Geo's character is kind of flirty. She's really kind of strong, but also kind of lost.
Yeah, and
You know,
shy a little bit.
and shy,
And
and
yeah.
it's got a really good character arcs. It's got a good. They both kind of like grow and learn and change. And it's got a little bit of intensity at the end. So I think that would be my favorite. The one I tell people to watch, that might be a little different. I'd have to think about that one. I might tell them to watch How Not to Date Your Neighbor, But that's kind of to me like the pinnacle. I'm like, we've got to rise to the pinnacle. Like if you
Yeah.
want like the vertical, like the true
A true
vertical
vertical with
experience,
all the normal stuff
with all
in it.
the towel drops and the the
Yes.
dip and the catch and
The
and now we're
the
falling.
accidentally got pregnant.
Yes. Yeah, on the one night stand from the guy who says he's not
And
fertile.
getting married and don't even recognize each other after 5 years.
Yes, that's a totally different. That's a totally different
Yes,
recommendation,
absolutely, absolutely.
But yeah, How Not to Date Your Neighbor is,
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite. Yeah,
And the last question, what's the genre you miss?
comedy for me, more comedy and more true rom-coms. Everyone calls them rom-coms. They're not
More
a romantic
rom-coms
comedy.
and more kind of realistic stuff.
Like they're not like I feel like there's only been maybe 2 really true romantic comedies in the
Yeah.
vertical world so far.
Yeah.
Like they don't have the quirky, funny side characters. They don't have the situational humor that like really kind of like defines that genre for me. So comedy is definitely top of my list.
I will talk with Adam tomorrow about this if we can get organized.
Well,
There
he knows.
will
He
be
already
more
knows.
comedy.
I've written him. I've
Yeah,
written
maybe
like
I should tell him too, so maybe that he feel a
Yes,
bit more
you know.
pressured.
I think he knows. I think he is well aware of like yeah, I feel for him. And there's a lot of side characters that I absolutely adore and you just wish they could get a little bit more, you know. And
Yeah,
that's why we
attention.
need more diverse writing because
Yeah.
we need more characters that are more fully developed, not so one-sided. So many of the characters are so flat.
Yeah.
Besides, there's like usually one character throughout the whole vertical that actually shows any type of growth, and the rest are just kind of stagnant, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will see. Megan, thank you very
Yes.
much for your time.
Welcome.
I wish you a lovely day and talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is a wrap on this episode, and I hope you tune in again.